Everybody, welcome back to Wiki Good Sports. This is Power Play, and we're joined, as always, by Chris Kuminski. Chris, I almost don't even have to ask how you're doing because you're wearing what you're wearing. How are you doing, Chris?
I am very mad at the Bruins right now for a number of reasons.
Yeah. So first off, the end of the last episode, you made a wager out there to the universe that if the Bruins lost to the Toronto Maple Leafs, you would wear a Maple Leafs jersey. So I see you're wearing one. Oh, what's the player jersey you got there?
There is no player.
Okay, so it's
There
just a
is no
Maple
player.
Leafs.
It's just a nameless jersey.
All right. All right. So obviously not something you wanted to do, but what happened out there? How did the Bruins lose to the Maple Leafs?
Well, it was all in all, the team just did not make an effort.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Olmark looked okay. He was probably looking better than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Defense was not there. The offense wasn't there. The only goal we got was on a penalty shot from Brad Marchand.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, the Leafs, and on paper, the Leafs have a very, very good team.
Right.
They have guys like Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, of course, Michael Bunting, but none of. And this season, they haven't been great, which is another reason I'm so pissed off about this loss.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Leafs are not playing well this year, but last night they actually looked like a real NHL team.
Right. So yeah, obviously not great, but maybe not the worst thing that's the Bruins have been involved in over the last what is it, 72 hours since we recorded?
Yeah, the loss last night is deserved both on the ice and off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so do you want to explain? Obviously, of course, we covered the Bruins off to a good start, just like I covered the Celtics off to a good start with Ryan, and then everything immediately went wrong with both teams. So I'm not gonna say anyone's off to a good start in anything anymore. But yeah, the Bruins made a signing, and it was very controversial for some good reasons. You want to break that down?
Controversial is putting it nicely.
Mm-hmm.
So back in 2020, the Arizona Coyotes drafted a guy, Mitch Miller.
Mm-hmm.
And shortly after he was drafted, it came to light that he had been convicted when he was 14 years old of basically bullying, assaulting, and terrorizing a a young black boy in his class with a learning disability.
Yes. So I didn't know
And
about this player, obviously, and then when we signed him, I looked him up, and I was like, "Wow, this is heinous, straight up. This is horrific." How did the Bruins think this was a good idea, Chris?
yeah, well, when the Coyotes drafted him, they found this out. They renounced the draft pick. We were like, no, we want nothing to do with you anymore. But Jesus Christ, I have no idea what was going through any of their heads. 100% of this is on the guys in the front office. Don Sweeney, probably more than anybody, but Cam Neely also. I don't understand how you take a team that is 10-1, really no need for improvement at all, and we're not even at full strength.
Right.
I don't understand how you can look at a team like that and decide we need to go out and get this guy. And he's essentially been blacklisted by the NHL. That's why this is such a big deal, because it was a big deal at the time when it came out.
Yeah. What is the reaction of fans been?
I've been making this joke to everybody I know when I talk about this. The last time I have seen the Boston sports universe, not even just Bruins fans, The Boston sports universe so united against one person was the last time Kyrie Irving walked into a Dunkin' Donuts.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And Kyrie's in his own hot water that we covered on another video on the channel if you want to get into that. But yeah, no, Kyrie was certainly hated, I would say, in Boston on his way out.
I'm not even a Celtics guy, and I hate Kyrie Irving.
Right. Exactly. And yeah, this guy, I honestly think, and deservedly so, much more hated than Kyrie Irving. For based on what Kyrie Irving's actions were in Boston versus what this man's actions were. Chris, I don't get this. I don't get this at all. I don't know how you could talk yourself into it.
How good can he possibly be that it's worth affecting now the team chemistry of a team that's 10-1 or now 10-2? Because I absolutely think that this was hanging over the Bruins' heads last night, and it's a big part of the reason why they played like absolute garbage.
Yeah, even the players have spoken out about it, right?
Yes, they have. I actually have Patrice Bergeron's statement right in front of me.
Yeah, let's hear that.
Patrice Bergeron never, ever, ever says a bad thing about his team or the front office. And he says, I guess Don Sweeney ran it by him about a week ago, like, hey, what do you think about this guy? And Bergeron says, I shared my opinion in a way I was not necessarily agreeing with it. To be honest with you, the culture that we've built here goes against that type of behavior. We're a team that's built something about character, people, and individuals. What he did, obviously, is unacceptable, and we don't stand by that.
Yeah, so I can't imagine there's anyone in that locker room who was psyched about this move.
No, he's not even the only Bruins player. Nick Foligno said something too. It's just, and of course, all of, the hockey universe has all responded in kind. There's no reason for it. Gary Bettman, the commissioner, came out, and you'll never, ever, ever hear me say anything positive about this man. He comes out and says, well, Mitch Miller's isn't eligible to play in the NHL because he has a felony conviction.
Yeah, so I guess the Bruins didn't run this by the league office. I don't know how signings necessarily work.
They did not run it by the league, and from what I hear too, they didn't run it by Jeremy Jacobs, the owner.
Oh, wow. That's surprising to me, considering.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. If it's like any random player, it's like, oh, we're just, picking this guy up, taking a flyer on him. You don't have to run that by the owner every time. But with a player like this who's done this, I think you should talk to the owner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes even less sense. There's not even like a hockey reason to sign him if he's not even eligible to play in the NHL.
No.
Not that they knew that when they signed him, but they should have looked into it.
This comes the season after we just retired Willie O'Ree's number. We just retired Willie O'Ree's number.
Right.
And that's like, how far can you... I wonder what he's thinking right now.
Yeah.
I want to know what Willie O'Ree is thinking right now.
Yeah, it's a mess, Chris. I don't know what the Bruins were thinking.
I don't know either. And I just want to say to all of the other hockey people out there who are saying, "Oh, well, this guy's an abusive racist. He'll fit perfectly in Boston." I just want to say that show me one Bruins fan who hasn't been saying the same things that I've been saying. You aren't even seeing a whole lot of the, oh, well, he was 14 years old, he deserves a second chance. You aren't even seeing much of that.
Right. Yeah, man, I don't know. This is perplexing, to say the least. And hopefully we can, as Bruins fans, push back enough to where the team takes action. I don't think that's completely unrealistic, right? If there's enough of us who are like, no, we don't want this guy associated with the Bruins, maybe
Yeah.
they will actually drop him.
Oh, there's no way that he doesn't get dropped.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised he hasn't been dropped yet.
Yeah, yeah, I was just about to say that. Like, why hasn't it been done yet?
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Anything else before we get on out of here?
Um, nope. I think that's it. I guess
Okay.
the last thing. I guess we'll end with something fun.
Okay.
The NHL may have a new owner,
Okay.
and
Who we got?
it's looking like the Ottawa Senators might be bought by Ryan Reynolds.
All right, Deadpool himself owning
Yes.
an NHL team. I like that. That's fun. Obviously, him and the actor from Always Sunny, Rob
McElhenney.
McElhenney. The own a soccer team together, and they made a documentary about it. So maybe Ryan Reynolds got the bug from owning that team that he wants to own even more teams. So very fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll update you, of course, if that comes through, because that'd be pretty big news, I feel like. Yeah, other than that, Chris, where can they find you online?
You can find me on Twitter, Chris_Uminski. I'm always tweeting about hockey stuff. It's basically all I tweet about. And then I am on TikTok, posting angry rants. That's at Chris Uminski.
Yeah, so you'll follow him there. You can follow me on Twitter at @theFakeBMar. That's BMARR. Channel is on Twitter at WickedGoodSport and at WickedGoodSport and WG Everything. Instagram Wicked Good Everything. Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Good Everything, and on TikTok, search Wicked Good Sports. Search Wicked Good Everything. Chris, thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you.
And we'll see you all in the next one.